Here are 8 classic rock demos that, in my opinion, are possibly better than the final studio versions. You might disagree with me on some of them. If so, let it be known in the comments. Let's start with Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA. This one is absolutely fascinating. We know the final version very well, right? It's almost like a chant. It's big and bold and patriotic, even though the subject of the song is definitely not patriotic. Actually, this is a really misunderstood song. It's not Bruce being super patriotic and proud to have been born in the USA. It's actually a bit of a protest song about struggling Vietnam veterans. And this feeling comes across much better, I feel, in the demo. It's much slower and somber.
Born in the USA, born in the USA.
There's so much more anguish in his voice in that demo. It completely changes the character of that song for me. It's really nice. I feel like with the final version, it was pumped up, probably for commercial reasons, so it sold better, but also maybe there was a thought of subverting the message in the song. Perhaps Bruce Springsteen wanted it to sound patriotic and chest-thumping, intentionally to confuse people when they then took a closer look at the lyrics. Dunno, really interesting. Next, Fleetwood Mac's Dreams. Now, Stevie Nicks wrote Dreams while the band was going through an interesting period. Divorces, separations. One day in 1976, when she wasn't required in the main studio, she took herself and a piano into another room and sat down on the bed that was in that room and wrote Dreams in about 10 minutes. And according to her, that track featured just her voice, keys, and a simple drum machine pattern. She then took it to Lindsey Buckingham, who applied an incredible arrangement to the song, and it goes from there. Now, sadly, I don't think that original Stevie Nicks demo exists anywhere on the internet. I couldn't find it. Let me know if you can find it. But I did find this, probably the next best thing. For me, the best thing about this is how stripped back it is, and how Stevie's vocals really shine.
It's only right that you should play the way you feel.
The thing with demos, and the reason I love them so much, is because they're often properly stripped back. That first incarnation of a song, an idea with so much potential. And there's something about hearing an artist committing to tape an idea that they think has huge possibilities, right? I think that's really true with David Bowie's demo of Ziggy Stardust. He recorded this in early 1971 in London. It's just him and a guitar. Super simple, super intimate. You feel like you're there with him. And again, it really lets his voice shine.
So we fixed about his fans, and should we crush his sweet hand?
Listening to that really gives you an idea of the contribution guitarist Mick Ronson made to the final track. He took it to a whole new level, didn't he? Now, this one's a bit different from the rest of the list, mainly because the final version wasn't recorded by the artist who made the demo. I'm talking about Manic Monday by the Bangles, a song I only just recently found out was written by Prince. Now, this one takes a bit of explaining. So Prince wrote Manic Monday in 1984. It was supposed to be released on Apollonia 6's self-titled album. Apollonia was a band created by Prince. In Prince's version, he actually duets the song with the frontwoman, Apollonia Cortero. For whatever reason, though, he pulled the song from the album, and it sat for about 2 years in the Prince vault. He then offered the single to the Bangles. He adored their debut album and thought this song would be perfect for them. And to be fair, it was. That version shot to number 2 in the US, beaten only by, ironically, Prince and his song Kiss. I've got to say, though, I'm a massive fan of the Prince version.
It's just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday.
Right, next, let's have a look at Talking Heads and Psycho Killer. This one is awesome. So this song was first performed by David Byrne's band before Talking Heads, called The Artistics. They recorded a 3-track tape with Psycho Killer on it around 1974. And amazingly, that tape has just resurfaced in 2025, 50 years after it was recorded. That version sadly isn't available anywhere yet, although I imagine it will be sooner or later. But soon after that, Talking Heads formed with David Byrne, Chris Frantz and Tina Weymouth. This is one of the earliest known demos of the song recorded by Talking Heads, recorded in 1975 before Jerry Harrison joined the group. This one is much quicker than the final version. The vocals are a bit more raw, which I think works so well for the subject of the song. It's sort of jangle poppy, isn't it? I really like it. What do you think? Okay, slowing things down again. Next, let's talk Strawberry Fields Forever. Strawberry Fields Forever is well known to be one of the most, if not the most, complex Beatles recording in history. But before all of that, it started life as John Lennon and a guitar. Back then, the song was called Not Too Bad. Lennon recorded multiple demos while in Spain in 1966, filming How I Won the War. There's something chilling about this demo, something really emotional in his voice that you just don't really get with the final version. You can also hear in this section the beginning of the Let Me Take You Down part of the song, but he hasn't quite figured out Strawberry Fields yet. It's fascinating. In another take, also recorded in Spain, we hear the first mention of Strawberry Fields. The villa he stayed in there reportedly had a resemblance to the children's home that inspired the title. Right, let's fast forward to the 80s and an unlikely mega hit from Australia, Men at Work, Down Under. It shot to #1 in the USA, the UK and obviously Australia. The demo of this song, or technically it was the original release, it was released as the B-side to the band's first single called Key Punch Operator, around 2 years before the version we all know would be released. And the reason I love this version so much is because the guitar is suddenly much more of a main player than in the final version. It gives it a whole new character. It sounds so warm and summery, much more relaxed, almost Caribbean. Have a listen. And now let's talk about The Jam. That's Entertainment from 1980, apparently written in 10 minutes after Paul Weller returned home drunk from the pub. The final version, we know, is almost entirely acoustic, with very subtle percussion. It's very minimalist, meant to align with the observational slice-of-life lyrics in the song. It made sense for the final version. An earlier demo version, released on the Snap compilation album, showcases a very different take on this song. This one has proper drums, for a start. The bass is also softened a lot, and the chorus has slightly different chords than the final version. Rumour has it that Weller himself prefers this earlier version. If you've got any more to add to the list, pop them in the comments, and if there's enough good ones, maybe we'll do a part 2. In the meantime, here's 6 more fascinating demos you probably haven't heard.